There we go. Now I wonder why they're choosing this small little dirty muddy pond. I guess all of the ponds are varying degrees of dirty and muddy, but excuse me, why they don't want to come onto Djuma for their drink. Twin dams at a far bigger waterhole where we would be able to see them far better. But I guess there's no way of being certain. I wonder how far they've come from, and I also wonder if maybe they haven't caught something big like a buffalo and these members have just come for a drink, and maybe other members of the pride are still guarding the carcass. I mean, that is a possibility. No guarantees that that is the case, but I think it's definitely going to be worth backtracking them just to make sure we know exactly where they've come from. Octos, sorry, I need to just clear things up here. Oh, awesome, here comes another youngster. What a scene. I'm guessing this is a young boy who is a little bit of a rebel, who may have wanted to stay on the kill for as long as possible and get as much food into his belly as possible. Now, what's going to be interesting here is that he's going to be following the scent trail of the rest of the pride. Well, now he's seen them, but it's incredible to, I think, no, he's calling. He's lost them. But you see, now he's put his nose to the ground, and this is an incredible testament to how good their senses actually are. He's going to veer off the road shortly, boom, straight on their scent trail, literally step for step, and he's going to come running into a little gap here shortly, so we're going to get another little view of his swollen belly, swaying from side to side. There he goes. He's got a little bit lost now. He's gone a little bit off their trail, but he's back onto it. And now he can see them, and he's going to be, even though he was probably not away from the pride for too long, he's going to be relieved that he's caught up with them again. Now, is it a young male? Hard to be certain at this stage. I think I may have seen a little scrotum underneath that tail there, so it wouldn't surprise me that he is in fact a young boy. They often are a little bit more rebellious than their sisters. Oh, it looks like Mom might be starting to call. She just let off a soft grumbling contact call there. And look at how cute those little cubs are in the background. Sorry, Octo, just got distracted by that little cub that came running down the road. How epic was that? I answered a question about, what would happen if the Nkuhuma Pride were gone. Would the Styx Pride move deeper into Djuma? And it's just hypothetically speaking, if they were gone. They are not gone. We just haven't seen them for a while, and I think I'm not actually too sure where they're spending the majority of their time at the moment, so I'm thinking it's to the north of us and to the west of us. Oh, another vocalization. Come on, give us a full call. Shame you can see those cubs are quite itchy at the back. They're all scratching permanently. And that is the mange that they have all contracted. I'm told they got the mange from one of the coalition males, one of the dominant coalitions, their fathers, who was out and about and came back with mange and then spread it through the prides. I think Tristan told me that. Phew. Well, I think if this is the way we've started our morning, we've got great prospects that lie ahead. I've got a little treat in the form of a reptile that I'm going to go and show you later. that we found last night while we were driving about on a little bit of a staff drive. So we've got another reptilian predator on the cards for later. I was hoping it was going to be a sunny morning, but it seems like the clouds are about. Let me move forward a little bit, get some better views. Philip, you'd like to know if we've ever had conflict between the Styx pride and the Nkuhuma pride, whether we've actually managed to capture that and witness that. Not that I am aware of. It could have happened while I've been gone for just over a year. I guess a year and a half nearly, because when I rejoined Safari Live I was in the Mara for 4 or 5 months. So I don't have too much history on exactly what this pride and the Nkuhuma pride, who are their kind of neighbors and therefore competition. But what I can assure you is that there has been some kind of interactions between the prides, even though we may not have documented it. What an incredible scene this is, and we've had a bit of a drought for lions here in the Sabi Sands. We've been very lucky with leopards, but I mean, this is just too good. Wonderful. Look at the one mom's muddy chin there. You get an idea of how dirty the water was that she was drinking. What did you guys have for dinner? I wonder. Either way, well done to them, because it's not easy business going about getting prey, and they were quite skinny when we saw them. Was it 2 days ago we saw them in this area? Yeah, it was 2 days ago we saw the adults here. And yeah, now on the second glance, it does look that these smaller cubs also did get a fair portion of the kill. It wasn't just the bigger cubs that got to cash in, but what we must remember, now they're getting their second meal for the night/morning. What we do need to remember is that the strongest and fittest will be the ones that dominate at the carcasses. So parents first, then the kind of older cubs will be able to feed on the most, and they will bully the smaller cubs out the way. And it's important that in nature only the biggest and strongest will get access to the kind of best resources. That will mean the pride members who are the oldest will be in the best shape, which will be of the most use to the pride. Having a fit and healthy 3-month-old cub doesn't really help the pride too much. Obviously in the future it will, but when they're at that age they're not really bringing much to the table. So that's why it's important that the providers and the oldest cubs, who are more likely to make it to adulthood, are the ones that get the most food. Well, it looks like they're all relaxing now. I wonder how far they've come from. Hello, Love 3 Dogs. You'd like to know if these young cubs are big enough and old enough to beat the mange, or they're simply too young. I'm guessing yes. If they get good food and if everything goes according to their parents' plans, they could well survive it. But I'm not an expert on mange, and I've actually never really spent time with lions who have had this situation. So this is a first for me. I've got no first-hand experience of this. It can be hugely problematic to prides, especially in times where they may be unfortunate, may not be having the best hunting, or for example in a drought when a lot of their prey are not as nutritious as they would be during times of plenty. That too could bring in some complications, and some of you will remember that terrible white mussel disease that caused a lot of trouble for the Nkuhuma pride during the last drought. So the lions were getting lots of kills. It was easy for them to catch buffalo, but the problem was the buffaloes they were feeding on were not very nutritious. So that's what caused them to kind of further weaken. And I guess any sickness or illness or disease will be exaggerated when your body is not up to full strength regarding what you're putting into it food-wise.